GST is one nation, one market, one tax, and it's a reality now from 1st July onwards. Under the GST, all the multiple taxes will get subsumed. What are the multiple taxes? The central government had a separate power to tax, state government had a separate power to tax. Because of that, there was a cascading effect. What is cascading effect? Tax on tax. If a tax is on a product, no problem. But if the tax is on a tax, then it's a cost for the consumer, which will increase the price of the consumer ultimately. So this GST will completely subsume the tax on tax. So the cascading effect will go off. For example, the central government power and the state government power under the GST falls into one bucket, and that's called GST.
Previously we used to have the VAT, which is like the commercial tax, VAT, value added tax, which is for products, and then there was a service tax which is for services. Now there was a lot of clash in this. For example, the VAT goes to the local government, the service tax goes to the central government. And for example, if you buy from one state to another state, then you might be paying VAT or a CST in that 2%. So to avoid all this confusion, to make India as one nation, we need to have a common tax which is unified everywhere. For example, VAT is 14.5% in Chennai and Tamil Nadu, and it's 14.5% in Karnataka also, but it's 12.5% in Mumbai. And in other places in the east and all, it's much lesser. But Pondicherry, on the other hand, had given complete VAT exemption for many industries. So what happened is, all the industries used to flock to Pondicherry till the VAT exemption is there, and then they closed down. So what happens is, it creates instability in the entire region actually. So the idea is to have one nation, one tax, which is uniform in every place.
With the introduction of GST, businessman is going to claim input tax credit in an easier way, and it is completely technology driven. Though there is going to be some issue for small traders and small business people because they have to get upgraded to the better technology, but the ultimate aim of the government in capturing the transaction at various levels will be enabled by GST.
Every industry's cost has to come down. That is the motive of this particular tax, because you can start taking credit of everything which you are using for the office or production. And probably right now there is a myth that my costs have gone up, but if you have started taking the credits, automatically your production cost or your service stock cost has to come down, so that the output cost automatically comes down and the cascading effect comes down.
Because of GST coming in, the prices will come down, so they wanted to sell as much as possible before the GST onsets. So there's a wrong notion getting spread that the prices have increased. In fact, the rates have got rationalized. I'll tell you how the rates have got rationalized. What was happening was, people are comparing the VAT with the GST. They should not compare the VAT, the state VAT, with the GST. GST comprises two components, or rather three components. The two components or three components are, under the GST, service tax primarily, excise duty and VAT. And under the when we compare VAT with GST, it is like VAT is compared with two bricks. The two bricks under the GST are excise and VAT, but you are comparing VAT. Another one brick is your excise duty, which has a cost to the consumer which he never knew. So excise duty plus VAT rate is the rate of GST right now. Under earlier regime, excise duty would be 12.5%, VAT would be 14.5%. Both put together it will be around 27%. With the cascading effect, it is 31%. But now, if you look at 28% rate, ideally the rate have come down from 31%. People who have understood the cascading effect will never say that the GST is not useful.
One more thing is, it brings more answerability on the entrepreneur and the retailer or all sectors, because they are forced to file all the bills. Every bill has to be filed. So for example, somebody who's been availing these services can go and check whether all these bills are there. And tomorrow, see, I know a lot of people who do not bill or cancel the bills after the bill is made. There is no way of answerability or recordability of this. But I know all the bills have to be filed online. So that becomes a big major issue right now. Having said that, the food industry in Tamil Nadu might be a little hit right now, because it was 2% VAT and 6% service tax, 8%, which has gone up to 18%. But I'm yet to ascertain how much is the actual increase, because before there was no input at all. Right now, everything you buy becomes an input. So there's definitely some increase, but not a huge increase, I think. Yeah.
So businessman has got the advantages of lesser compliance burden, lesser interaction with the government official, and input tax credit, which was hitherto not available easily, will be now available to them easily. This is the advantage for a businessman. What happens to the country as such? The tax collection is going to be better. Number of people, those who are going to come into the tax net is going to be higher. Some of the new transactions that will get taxed is going to bring in huge revenue to the government. Government will be able to use the funds for proper infrastructure development. Future development of the country will be better. And imagine, earlier the data that was available for VAT is only with the state government. Now all the government data were migrated to a common portal called GSTN, and central government and state government both will be able to access the data, even including the income tax department. The entire gamut of data that was available in a split manner across the country is now available in one place. With the latest technology that is available like data mining, data analytics, imagine what will be the information wealth that government can pull out from the total data that is going to be available with the government. These are all the big advantages for the government. For the common man, as I said earlier, most of the product that he normally uses on day-to-day basis will be available at a common rate across the country.
Initial teething problem, because the government also needs to clarify and educate people. First and foremost, educate the people as to their do's and don'ts under GST. Common for a charter, they can bring out a charter saying these are all the benefits which you have to get it, have you got it? That kind of a charter if they can publish in the paper, then the common man can read it, understand and question the service provider or the manufacturer.